Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are having a really good one. I'm actually recording this on Friday evening just before the sun goes down. I'm out on my back porch and there are birds singing very loudly, so I hope you can hear them and that my audio processing software has picked them up and not decided that it's background noise. It's been a really crazy week here at the new Transport Evolved headquarters, which is my house. We've had some server issues that we've had to deal with, and here on Friday evening it's about 7 o'clock in the evening and we still haven't actually edited 10 yet because we had some fallout from the computer server issues earlier this week, but it's okay. The new hard drive is in, everything's been replaced, thanks to Seagate for sending me a new one, and everything's Miss Tickety-Boo now. I'm just a little bit behind schedule. The animation that I promised you hopefully is going to happen next week. It took a little bit longer than we thought, and with everybody working remotely, we're just not 100% used to it yet. But that's not what I want to talk to you about today. What I want to talk to you about today is where we are right now. We have been, most of us, in isolation now for what, 2, 3, 4 weeks? I think I'm coming up on 4 weeks now. And we're learning a new way of doing things. We're learning a new way of shopping. We're learning a new way of socializing. I've seen a lot of more people going into virtual reality and doing like basically VR chat to socialize. We're telecommuting everything for work, if we're able to work, that is. And we're also not driving as much, which means, of course, that emissions from transport have really dropped, and the result is that the air we're breathing is a lot better. I've been regularly checking on the air quality here where I live, and we've been at the top end of the highest air quality that I've ever seen in Oregon, let alone anywhere else. And we covered a story on 10 this week talking about how a lot of people have realised that electric cars could give us air quality like this on a more regular basis, especially if we use photovoltaic solar panels and batteries and wind turbines to generate and manage our energy. And lots of people I've been talking to have been saying, yeah, this is really nice. I'm really enjoying these really clear skies. I'm looking over there because the sunset's over there and I can see the sun coming through the trees and it's really beautiful. The worry I have, or rather the question I have for you guys today, is will our experience last? Has what we've learned in the last month or two, depending on where you are in the world, has it made a lasting impact? Will we learn from this? And I think the answer might be yes, and here's why. During the Second World War, certainly in Europe, people learned the whole make, do and mend mantra, and people learned to not throw things away and to fix them rather than just throw them away. Money was scarce and resources were scarce, and, you know, even my parents, my dad was born in 45, my mum was born in a little bit after that. She doesn't like me saying how old she is. She's 21. But they're both post-war babies. And my father, when he was alive, talked to me about remembering rationing right up until he was at school. And my mum and my dad went through life with this very kind of very considered opinion when it came to throwing things away. You know, they would repair things before they threw them away. And that was a mentality that I grew up with in the 80s, when a lot of other people were just, you know, oh, this is broken, I'll throw it away and get a new version. And I think that was the legacy from the Second World War, the make, do and mend, and kind of the Dunkirk Spirit. You just get on and do it, even if you're having a tough time of it. And I think now we're in this position with the concept of people losing their jobs, or people are losing their jobs. We're seeing people reconsider the way they work, the way they use transport. And I'm wondering if we're at that point now where we're about to see people transition away from fossil fuels, and whether that will actually be something that lasts, and if that's something that we can look forward to as a consequence of where we are right now. Or is this something that, you know, in 3 weeks or 3 months or whenever it is, and we're back to normal, whether people will look around and go, well, I'm glad I can jump back in my gas guzzling V8 and screw the environment. Because enough people are noticing that the air quality is improving. Wouldn't the logical step then be to say, yeah, we do need to cut our fossil fuel uses? And is the lesson of the last month or two going to be enough to actually convince us that's what we need to do? There's an airplane overhead. Do you know, I've heard like maybe 1 or 2 airplanes in the last week. That shows you how little people are travelling by air. And the air quality is fantastic because people are not driving, they're not flying, they're not using all of the transit that they used to use because there's now a better way. And we're now at a point where people don't necessarily need to transport themselves every day to work because we now have the internet. You know, had this happened 20 years ago, the way we would have responded to this would have been very different. I wouldn't be making these videos and talking to you now. I'd probably be working in an office and typing things up on a word processor or a computer and then handing them off to my editor, and then you'd get to read it whenever it came off the press. But that's not how it works anymore. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you want to support us, you can do so through Patreon or Ko-fi. As I've said in some of my recent videos, you don't have to. If you're in a financially challenged situation, please don't feel you obliged. But if you can't, then retweet our tweets, reshare our videos, and spread the love that way. I'll be back tomorrow with more great content, but until then, keep evolving. Oh, would you look at that sunset? I'm really lucky.